Hey everybody, it's deluxeicoff from PauperRBust. If you want the ultimate deck box in luxury, deck engineering, and of all things toughness, the Mach 3 by LDB Duel is insanely impressive, and I'm hard to impress. Let's zoom in on here. We've got your typical backside with the dice compartment, and of course our PauperRBust sleeved cards. But what's really cool about this is the entire front comes off for when you're not playing. It comes on nice and easily, robust, thick. It's a monster.
All right. Pauper Akbar and Dreamer Stango with the Pauper Hype. Thank you, my friends. We are playing old school Infect with new school cards. Saw a 5.0 deck recently. Took that, made some changes, modifications. Been having a lot of fun with it. So this will be a fast show. Mtmentat, always good to have you with us, my friend. Woo! One of our most glorious playmat displays ever. You up on that mountain every few months, we show that off. Anyway, we've got 18 lands in this beast. I really don't like to hiccup on lands with aggro decks. Really don't mind the flood. Especially when you're leaning on things like Apostle's Blessing and what are we talking about here? Snakeskin Veil main to keep things alive, or Vines of Vastwood. Getting to that third mana drop when you've got bears to protect is very important. So that one extra, I think, goes a long way. Plus, we're also playing 3 escape tunnels in this build. Now, keep in mind, this is a very strange card. It doesn't really do anything by itself, so always be careful of that. You're not going to be able to tap it for generic. We've got all the rest force, and then 4 Tree of Tails, because this is my old school tech against burn. I'd like to bring in Nature's Claim. You can eat your own lands. A lot of people be like, why are you playing artifact lands? And this is a nice way to gain 16 life in a pincher. Outside of eating your own Ichorclaw Myr, which I guess you could do in a pinch. Anyway, so we've got the big firepower of Might of Old Krosa. As long as you do this at sorcery speed, you're getting a Fire Blast in green, as well as Embiggen because of the new creature types. If you zoom in on these, they go on forever with the, technically the name Phyrexian Elf Warrior. It gets crazy. So those both give +4/4. We've got Mutagenic as always. Just not the greatest card. This is more of a kill card. It's not much of a saving card because lightning bolts and such, all your creatures are 1/1, so they're just kill enoughable. How's that for a quote? We've got 4 Augurs. I was really tempted to play the Hunger of the Howl pack for the permanent 3/3. And as well as Seal of Strength. That was in my sideboard for a while. Very good answers against red-based removal decks and stuff. So you usually have to use 2 cards on it. But in the end, I kind of went with just more of a sleek package. We've got all 4 Rancors, 4 Snakeskin Veil. This is really paramount because of the counter that it gives. It doesn't seem like much, but just pretend that said +2 counter on it, which is kind of what it does for Infect creatures, because Infect is twice as powerful as life as far as smashing things up. 3 Vines of Vastwood, I think, is the right number here. We're often using this for the 1, and if we were always doing that, then we would use 4. But when you get to that, pump ability, it's like turn 4 and on, and that's usually when we're able to do it. So that's why I went with 3. We've got the 4 Myr, the 4 Mambas, and the 3 Blessings. This acts as evasion. It's kind of escape tunnel number 4 without having to kind of go all in with that and feel a little bit naked on the draw. Also, a great get through the masses card or keep your stuff safe at all cost card. So I was very tempted to go with, the combination of different combinations of these. I tried. I'm really liking the 3/4/3 on this one. In our sideboard, we got 3 Crypts, 3 archers, 3 nature's claim, 4 gut shot. We don't want to see a standard bearer, and fairies can kind of keep us at bay if they get the jump on us and are going first. And Treetop Bracers. It's the card I've always championed in these styles. I almost went with, oh gosh, what was it? The 1 enchantment Forest Walk. Target creature gets Forest Walk. Because most decks I'm going to want to bring this in against are going to be green. You got your, walls or elves or things like that. But this, for 1 more mana, gets the stat boost, and it can only be blocked by creatures with flying. So it's pretty cool. This is not going to be a long show, I wouldn't think, unless we just run into a bunch of Tron pilots that want to slow our roll indefinitely. But that being said, we're going to hopefully have some good Infect fun here. This is a deck I like to play about once a year. Sorry for the bouncy screens here. Let me get these all set up. I am still playing left-handed, so my mouse dexterity is not as good as it is normally. Here we go. Alrighty, well, we don't have any creatures that we care about. We've got all our lands and a whole lot of fun here. We are on the draw, but I'm going to mulligan this. Grogberg's in the house. We've got our guy. We'll say keep this. I'll get rid of an escape tunnel. Say done here. And go for broke. Good news. I actually have a job interview on Monday, and it's for the job I really want at a local pickleball facility that's brand new. And I'm just going to try to completely change gears career-wise and such. So wish me luck on that. I think I'm going to leave escape tunnel for now. A lot of times I like to pop that early and often, but I'm going to set it. One thing I like about Seal of Strength is that you just, I'm a fan of those cards that say set it and forget it. I mean, they don't say that on there, but you put them down in like a Seal of Fire or a Seal of Strength or Cryogen Relic or something like that, Just a real big fan of those cards. Just on the playing field, unless they're playing Mirror Crab, you're good to go. So, all right, well, we're going to bring out our boy, and hopefully it lives. We've only got a Mutagenic to keep it alive, so outside of a gut shot or a psionic vision or whatever that blue card is that does damage from like, what was that, the dark visions? I'm not quite sure. Woo! Yeah, exactly. Dreamer Stingo said it all. That's with edicts and such. That's the main reason we are doing that. So, and you got to be real careful here with Embiggen. You want to trap your escape tunnel first in scenarios like we're facing now. See what we're going to draw here. Yeah, we could get in for quite a bit here. It'll probably make them not want to attack. Hey, let's bring out the escape tunnel. We'll do the thing. We'll say this can't be blocked. Boink. We'll do the Embiggen, so this will be a 5/5. And do they have some... Ooh, nasty. Well, that really slows our roll, doesn't it? No for that. Okay, no, I said. And now, since I'll just pay the mana for it here. I mean, we want to get in, right? We're gonna have to. I don't want to just get in for 1 after losing a land. So that was a brutal sequence there. Coming on through. Yeah. So sometimes I play a 5-color Infect. Y'all know me. I'm Mr. Infect. I play white Infect. Hell, I play red Infect, but this is the old standard, and nice to brush it off and see what new toys it's got to work with. Cryogen Relic making a lot of waves with people. I'm still not 100% sold on it. I mean, if you're playing a blue-based deck, it's a great card. I just don't. I just recently put out the new Pauper Power 9 Summer Edition. A lot of new changes, took a lot of feedback and stuff, and I just didn't really... Yeah, it's one of those things you can. I could make it a top 100 Pauper Power cards, and there'd be people arguing about it. So it's there was somebody already saying like, "What about Cryogen Relic?" I'm like, "Wow, it's been out a week, and it's going to make the Pauper Power 9 really?" I was like, "Okay." It's like let's slow the roll there a little bit there. Okay, let me bring out this. We got a little bit of variety. We'll keep moving here. It's having a little bit of an effect with its ability there. So yeah, the relic. Sacrifice it, put a stun counter on target tap creature, draw it when it comes in and when it dies. Pretty cool artwork too. I like the little ice crystals on the top. This doesn't make too much sense. The light source is coming from the top, so that's where it would be the hottest. You'd think the ice formations would be down by where it's being held by the ice, but what do I know? All right, so he's going to do the thing. I don't know if it's worth this or not. I'm going to let that go. I'll keep the Mamba tapped. It's considering vinesing it and then swinging, but whatever. That vigilance is kind of a headache. And he draws a good one here. Even a land. All right, well, I said it. Gotta own up to it now. I take that back. Maybe I should just chill out. Let's just clear the board here. Already seen 2 relics show up. I'm going to let this go. If you want to trade, that's fine with me. We've got an answer of sorts here. If he tries to keep his alive, I could have Vines there, but I'm going to opt to bring out the Mamba here. Got 2 regenerators and the mana to support them. Already seen Spell Pierce, so I don't really want to walk into that. So I'll probably do this at sorcery speed. How's everybody doing, man? I'm really excited about potential job in my near future here. So that's what's new in my world. Been loving the new Dexter series. Been every Friday that comes out, and feels like the original series, which is probably my favorite TV show of all time as far as live action goes. All right. Boy, he's really making a lot of use of these. This is very good against Infect. I'm still going to let this go. I got to just keep open for our Alpha Strike here. I can weaken that Frogmite quite a bit this turn. Maybe I'll draw a Rancor and just end it. We'll see. Nope. Yeah, we could get in for 7 here. It's kind of cool. I mean, we don't need this land right now, so let's try this out. We'll do that. Boop. 2 or less. We'll blast it. Yeah. And we'll have him on the back ropes next turn, hopefully. And Dispel. Who is this guy? This Grogberg character. Woo! I just realized that little promo for our box at the top of the show. Oh, look at this. I've almost got it at the ready. Our PauperRBust box. Very robust. Just brought it out the other day, and I was like, oh, I forgot how cool this thing was. So and then I found the video, and I'm like, why don't I play this more? So if you want a really cool deck box, rewind top of the show there. And we've got like 6 out of the 8 sales. It's not a lot. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I sell thousands, you know, but I sold like 10. And like 6 or 7 of them have been from Germany. So I'm like, I don't know what the demographic is there, but I do have a little bit of that in my family tree. Found out I have a lot more Swiss in me than I thought. Brother did that 23andMe thing. What is this? This creature enters. Create a lander token. Ah, look at all these new cards. Typical of me, when a new set's out for a week or two, I'm the one that plays it on the 3rd week. I don't really jump into the waters too quickly. All this value stuff. We've seen the Jewel Thief, which is a very solid card, and now this. So here we go. All right, we'll start eating away these stats. Embiggen showing up. That's pretty cool. I think we're just going to keep swinging until we get some like a Rancor effect or something like that, right? Okay, we'll do the dance. Can't really counter this unless he's got the crab, which nobody plays, so I just say that to let you know that I know. Here we go. The Frogmite. Its name is a little more fitting now. Lander token. Search your library. Oh, I wish I could have kept that up a little bit longer. First time I've ever had one played on me. You haven't dabbled around too much with the new cards. I've got maybe 12 I messed around with, but boy, Grogberg's going all in on the new cards. Look at this. Love it. Lander token. All right, let's zoom in on this Lander token here. Sacrifice it. Search your library for basic Llanowar, put it on the battlefield tab, and shuffle. All right. Drones showing up. We got some flying goodness. 4 cards to R1. This is not looking good. They've got a lot of stuff to just keep us back, you know. And the color combinations here, too, are a little worrying. We're already going to be at 11, and we've got 3 colors to have something like a Apostle's Blessing pushed through. So that Spell Pierce was very well timed. And since we have seen Spell Pierce, I think I'm going to keep this card in my hand. I almost want to feign a little weakness here and hope that they don't have any lands coming at us, but that'll be 3-2. If they block with both, that'll be 3-2. That's 5, 6, 7, 8. I can afford to do that. Let's attack again. We're diminishing the stats by a shock value. Here we go with this. And then with this, keep up pretenses here. I will play this land now. Just going to get it out there for Spell Pierce math. If I have to regenerate again, or if they have some weird way Who knows? Maybe they were going to go find a mountain with that. Zap away our Blight Mambas. A lot of times I'll play like a Crisp Bearer or the Rot Wolf in these styles, like a 2 of. But so far, just kind of trying to keep it pure here. We need a Trample effect or Apostle's Blessing to show up. Oh, okay, so they have another card in their hand. I mean, a creature in their hand. What that symbolizes. We got to go this turn. I think I just all like all power. Yeah, we can't survive no matter what, so I might as well not show him. Well, if this doesn't get countered, I can. Let's try this out. Yeah, he's got it. Okay. So if I double block, I still take 3 dead. All right. Grogberg's got us. Had the jump on him. Some artifact. L. But the tempo of just losing that one little bink spell was definitely enough. Treetop Bracers seems pretty good here. Nature's Claim seems pretty good. Let's see if we can make room for maybe this. Really wanted to see this. We didn't really have our stuff being messed with all that much. So I think I'm going to rock something similar to like this. Actually, go down to here. We'll bring in Double Tree Bracers. We only saw two, the drone for the flying. I'm sure there's more, especially given the color ratio that we've rocked there. But I'm going to lean more on Apostle's Blessing here to get through. And we get the Snakeskin Veil there. Maybe I ought to change that into... the Vines of Vastwood. Could argue we don't need these in this matchup, but it is nice to have little free mana spells. Let's go. Grogberg's got us with the new stuff. It's a typical show. Grogberg's one of our #1 fans / opponents round 1. We will play first. Yes, we like this a little bit. We'll keep it just good enough. A little bit of a red herring with our Tree of Tails plays. About 1 in 20 games against like burn and stuff. It'll cost you where they'll roast it and you're like, and it'll hurt you because they think you're on a lot of artifacts. It's just so that we can eat them. No reason to play it out now though. And you can protect it with Apostle's Blessing against a land destruction deck. So having 1 land is very important. Considered Lotus Petal. A lot of times people play 2 Lotus Petal. And not to be dishonest, wink, wink. The main reason I try to steer away from Lotus Petal, I have 4 in real life, I have 4 online, is it's so cost prohibitive that I don't like showcasing that card. It kind of ostracizes builds and stuff. So that's my story. All right, let's do this. Bloop. I love seeing Rancor there. I'm going to have a pretty mean answer. I think we might have this one if I can untap. The same goes for, there is a card, it's the little card set logo thing, and it says you can go search for a basic land or target creature gets +2/+2. That card is $12 each. I don't know what format it's really wanted in. It's not Pauper. I was considering that because I saw one of the 5.0 lists had that, and I was like, oh, interesting. I was like, good lordy, that is weird. All right, so we'll lean on Rancor because we've already seen Spell Pierce. Really want this to work. Counter spell. All right, well, we'll do the thing here, and we'll come on over. I'm going to throw this on there now. We'll pay the life just so we've got some options here. Get the Infect on board. Yeah, draw by killing, Dreamer Stingo. That's really does fit with green sort of bash and draw cards and ask questions later sort of thing. I dig it. Wee bit of a tricky play here. I'm going to have to use this Llanowar Augur ability. We'll give it a trample. Bloop. Don't want to give it pro green right now. We might draw some more good. Do I just want to kill it or I want to get through? Well, we've got the mana to do the thing here. Let's do this now. We'll pay the life. Do this. Say green. Would have been really nice if we had like a Might of Old Krosa right there or something real quick. There we go. Make sure that's coming through. Get him to 7 Infect. It'd be nice if this was another ability, but we are getting through. Oh, man. Grogberg with the list. Almost back to the court full time. Still got my fingers taped. Swelling is slightly down, maybe 4 or 5%. Such a slow healing process. Still hard to make a full tight fist. But I was playing with all the 4-0s and advanced players and playing mostly left-handed, and I was not getting aimed at. And I got a lot of pats on the back and compliments about how my game's improved since I've almost become 100% left-handed because I have a lot more touch in the game and finesse shots and stuff. So pretty fun stuff. All right, here we go. Well, we could weaken it or just get in. I'm going to save the get in ability here. We'll just attack, probably get that to a 2-2. Man, Vigilance is so mean against these styles. You know, they just block, hit, block, hit. The coolest thing about this job that I am interviewing for on Monday, aside from being all pickleball based, which is going to be very interesting to me, is I'm going to be able to walk to work, which has always been a dream of mine. I really hate driving. I don't mind driving for fun, like in the rain, skidding, you know, aggressive driving, that sort of thing. But just, you know, typical LA, sit in traffic, stare at people's license plates and come up with funny names for them. Only goes so far. It's tough to put in perspective when you think of like how much time you're spending to go like 10 miles in greater LA. It's just, it's really ridiculous. All right, so they're on counterspell. That's the only reason they let that go through. So I want to pretend that we've got more than we do. I'll do this. Grogberg probably knows what I'm up to, but I'll play this because this is kind of a must counter normally, but not if I've got, you know, an answer for that. So let's do the thing. Now there's some questions to be had. Okay. We'll tree it up. 2 cards. Keeps them honest. All right. 2-2. Not too worried about that. All right. They're playing very disciplined. Positive he's got a counterspell. Used to play Groundswell in these builds. And at 18, you could argue that that's a decent one, especially with the ability to activate the escape chamber or whatever that thing is called. But darn it, there goes one of our tappers. He's going to draw 2 cards and keep our dude tapped. Probably have a fog behind it. I'd imagine. No, interesting. Okay. A dispel, I'd imagine. This is when we want Might of Old Krosa to show up. Let's go. Might. Bring this back up. I'll attack here. No blocks. Okay. Boop. I don't want to play this tree because I don't think I have 2 spells. They're either I put them on counterspell, dispel in hand, maybe even another relic. Is there another good word for relic? Yeah, the Veritan Longbow is a interesting tech call, but gosh, with a deck as fast as Infect, I really go that old school route of like, if you haven't beaten them by the time you can equip something like that, you've lost. And I mean, especially like against fairies, right? Spend 3, take your whole turn, you're in the middle of equipping and it gets snapped. It's just like Time Walk City. Much rather have just the instant speed goodness, surprise value, tap out, make them think that they're safe. Gutshot's got a lot of upside. All right, they're at 5. All right, we can't take much more damage here. Oh, heirloom as far as to the relic question. Nice one. Okay, we've got creatures for days. Let's do the thing. Cat's out of the bag now. But attack with everything. This is a block trade. We get in for the 1. Call green. It's still not quite worth it. Let me do this. I'll probably be blocking with that Glistener Elf here. 6 isn't the friendliest of options. All right, here we are. I thought we'd be on like round 3 by now. I've had a lot of turn 2 and 3 kills on this with this build, so it's been fun. Might want to consider saving this, except the fact that it's both spell. We've seen Spell Pierce and Dispel main, so I really don't want to walk into that too openly here. It's got a 1/1 against our 3 dudes. Maybe they're a little creature shy. Who knows? Probably not. Relic's working really good in this list of theirs. There it is again. Now, do I trip it for the life loss to keep our antics up? I think I do. Not now. Okay. We need some pro-green love going on here. If we don't draw any junk, we might be all right. Scratch that. There comes a big fatty. Mamba's probably holding back on defense now. Good news is they don't have a flyer yet. But we're running out of time. They're just building up more fogs. Who knows what else he's got? You know, that's the benefit of playing rogue. Not what we need, but they don't need to know that. I swing with everything. Everything gets weaker, and I'm almost dead. I think I'll just swing with 1. Oops, cancel. Just regenerate before anything even happens. So, yo, check this out. But draw another land, I won't hesitate to drop another one just to turn off Spell Pierce effects. Thank you for that, Dreamer Stingo. Yeah, on top of that, I'm kind of one of the louder personalities on the courts here in town, and like the main lady here in town knows the owners too, on top of my coach knowing them, and so she's going to be putting in a word for me today and tomorrow and stuff. So, yeah, it's kind of my job to lose at this point, I think. Plus, I'm kind of open to just about everything. They don't see me as in the middle or at the top. I'll just move my way up. Plus, I can start super, super early, ideally. So, and I'm quite an early bird. So, of course, that might make changes for propaganda. Like I was warning everybody for the last few weeks, depending on what kind of job I get. I never know if it's going to be one of those things where I've got to, you know, truly consider like having the show just in flux, like it changes every week, or you know, might not be up to me what days off I have and stuff. Who knows? Well, I'll know more in the next few weeks. Getting ahead of myself. Don't even know if I got a job yet, so let's chill on that. All right, we'll do this here. I think we're gonna lose here, guys, and I'll block here. Do I want to do that? Yeah. We'll lose our little dork. I'll make him a 2/2 and him a 3/3. There we go. Bloop. Just not fast enough. We have not drawn the cards we need. Now we've got him to 9 and Infect. That's frustrating. I'll bring this down now. Chill out on defense. Going to be taking 5. Our blessing is not usable now. Had that been another spell, kind of would have been able to go for it, but he's halfway through his deck. We haven't seen anything other than 1 hard counter. And I've already deduced that he's on at least a counter spell, dispel in hand like 3 turns ago. So just playing slow, setting up shop, giving us the big MTGO chop. Bam. All right, this is pretty obvious here. We'll rock here. We'll do the thing like this. Well, now do I want to try to shield it up and draw out a counter here? I don't think so. You know, another relic here would be mean too, because then when it regenerates, it does tap. So, alrighty. Well, we're going to be going to 5. Keep our options open. Highly doubt we're winning this one. Well, that's kind of what we want to see, right? We're probably walking right into a fog here. I'll pay the life. See if this gets countered. That does represent lethal. So, and Embiggen's an instant, so let's go. Probably walking right into a fog here. Odds of winning, maybe 7%. Yeah. All right. Nicely done. Woo! Grogberg's got our number with a little mid-range Simic sweetness. Let's go. Hopefully the rest of the games go a little bit more to our liking. You too, Grogberg. Yeah, I've been messing around with Cryogen Relic and Blue Blitz. Went back to Snap just because it's more combat-based. I did like it, though. It was a very close call. Might go 2-2 in the future. I don't know. All right. We've got a really good hand here. This is the kind of hand we wanted to have last game. Get out of there. That Spell Pierce in game 1 was just so brutal. All right. We're going to... couple school of thought. We don't know who our opponent is. I bring this out. We're just dead in the water. So I'm actually going to bring out Augur first instead of going for... I know that's technically a turn 2 kill, but with one out here... Oh, all right. Well, I'm curious what we would have had here. We get the best hand and we get a quitter. All right. Well, here we go. We could discuss that. I mean, Mountain Lightning Bolt, all of a sudden that feels like the dumbest play ever, right? But you also don't want to be too conservative. I mean, yeah, conservative. All right, game. Here we go. 2. I've been blocking more and more people that are quitters, writing the names down, getting proactive about that. I wish I could export the quitters list, but alas, I cannot. 2 creatures. We'll keep this. If we don't get another land here, I will lead off with the elf here, especially since we're seeing an island across from us, and we also have another infect creature in our hand. Keep in mind, we only have 12 kill cards. It says 16, but that's just courtesy of the Augur. All right, we like this. We'll bring out the Glistener. Bloop. Probably up this and the Tireless Tribe, the one drop you do not want to see. All right, there's that. Give me a land, please. Land. Not a land. But we can do this while we can. So at least get in for some. I'll do it while I can. Don't want any available mana here. So we've got him halfway infected. Feeling very naked, though, without that extra land hitting us. And again, I'm playing one more land than is standard. Oh, I've had infect lists that are aggro that have 20 basics. For these scenarios, you know, you want backup right now. I want to be able to counter it. I want to play that Augur. I want to do other things, you know. Good news is, outside of some sort of trick here, they might have to block. This is a good time. Give me a land, damn it. Well, that'll be 7. They got a block. Double check here. Yeah, I'll do this now. Force block. He'll trip the relic. I'll get a free attack next turn. Ooh, foil. Nice use of it, too. Chaomancer and Island taking a dirt nap. Here we go. Here we go. It's been really fun. This I was thinking to myself when I really injured my hand, I'm like, if I had a time machine, could I warn myself not to slip then? And I'm like, I would be torn because I've learned so much because I was an ambidextrous player before, pretty 50-50. But now that I've just gone left, I've got a new serve, I've got all these new attacks, and it's really kind of opened my eyes even more. And so I'm kind of like, would I self-sabotage and just keep my mouth shut if I had a time machine and went back and was like, hey, you're about to really jack up your fingers for like 2 months. It's like, quiet. It's going to be a lot better player for it. Alrighty. Got kind of a free spell here. Be nice to keep a Veil for a maybe another relic trip. We've already seen 2 hit the board. He's, you know what? I'm going to keep it. We're going to feign this. I'm going to favor being able to play Veil here. So I think they might want to trip that relic and keep our guy tapped down. 2 games in a row, seeing a lot of relics. Didn't see that many the last couple days. Really got the new card smell, and it's a good card. So you put those 2 together, you're going to see a lot of them. All right, Apostle's Blessing, anyone, please? Foil makes you nervous. Seems like squandering the time machine. Yeah, that's good. way of saying it. Let's do this. Haha, sucker. There we go. Woo! All right, well, we'll do the Embiggen again. Darn. And attack. All right. Make it the W against familiars. Very formidable deck. So let's see. They've got some graveyard stuff going on. Maybe 2 of these. I don't want to really overboard here. I could probably lose Mutagenics. Everything else, this deck messes with your stuff a lot, but not with pain. So I think I'm going to try that, unless somebody chimes in. Dreamer Stingle, yeah, that'd be a big waste of it too, but I see what you're getting at. Let me double check down here. Let's roll like this. Maybe bring these in. I don't want to be spending those on relics. We're stuck at 1 land pretty much that entire game, so performed pretty well. This is one of those decks that you get to 2 land, you're pretty set. So, well, we've got a creature. I don't like this though. This isn't going to be relevant for quite a while. Mulligan. 3 creatures. A lot of defense. We're going to mulligan again. All right, we'll keep this one. I'm going to want to... Oh, boy. I think I'm going to use Escape Tunnel. No. I'll get rid of Escape Tunnel. And then Embiggen. God, this hurts. You know what? I'm going to get rid of Augur. Done. I just hope we find a creature. I can get through this maybe a counterspell wall. I've already seen foil show up. Here we go here. Sideboard online. Okay, we've got a big opening window here. We really need to top deck an Ichorclaw Myr. Even a Glistener Elf. I don't want to see the Mamba here. Well, they have activated foil now. I think you have to have an island in play and discard an island and something else for foil to go through. We'll chill here and pretend like we know what we're doing. Boop. Yeah, that new Pauper Power 9 video is like trying to make it, not so much like, oh, these cards are played a lot. It's like the power cards, the cards that do a lot. That's why Prismatic's still on there and Crypt still on there. They wrath the board, The ability for that sneaky snacker to just keep coming back and back and back. Like some people are like, oh, what about Spy and stuff? And I'm like, yeah, maybe if it keeps hanging out and becomes more a staple for a lot longer. But right now, man, how much does Pauper need a Blink Moth Nexus land effect, right? Imagine if they downshifted that to a common. That'd be so cool. Okay. They're hurting for land. We are not. Of course, they need more than we do. I was just watching the Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. It's my wife and I's favorite. So when I saw Lady Luck, I was thinking of Liquid Luck. How cool that would be to have for a Magic Sunday, right? Sit there and be like, hey, look at this. I got first. I played an all lands deck. Somehow I won. I would imagine the majority of our fan base and any Magic players have seen all of the Harry Potter movies. So anybody got their favorites? I was really surprised. My group of friends, I thought they'd all agree with me, and everybody had their own. And I was like, what? We've been mimicking Professor Snape, or the actor that plays him anyway. The late, great, I can't remember his real name other than Snape, but I just like, he just has such a strange way. It's right up there with Christopher Walken, the way they speak is, when Harry tries to sneak out the back, or the curtain, and he's like, not so fast, Potter. We keep impersonating him and trying to find ways throughout the day, like, we'll be playing poker or something, and it was like, not an ace of clubs. Let you inside the walls of Castle Deluxe. Woo! Here we go. Always. Let's go. There's another thing from Snape. Always. Yes! Good grief. Let's go. Disney's Sword in the Stone is based on it. The once and future king. Interesting. Well, they're hurting for lands, and we've got everything but. Graveyard is online. Come on, let's just get something going here. Here's the win on a nice platter. All you got to do is something. It's a pretty low bar. I wish I could give a land protection from other lands, and then they can't bounce anything. That would be ideal. Okay, so we're looking at some sort of counter spell staring us down. Probably Prohibit or something like that. Snap! That implies they have another one. Now we have to get rid of something. I really hope that they, before my main phase, that they try to target something with some sort of trick, and I can at least Vines of Vastwood it, because we're going to have to discard otherwise. I'm probably going to get rid of Mutagenic here. It's our least valuable spell against this style. Famous last words. Watch we get them to 8 and we don't have it, but I'd much rather have these Apostles' Blessings and ways of messing with things here. Okay. There's nothing to freeze. There's nothing to hit us with. Just a wall of counterspells. Here we go. Lordy. Come on, list. This is getting maddening. What to get rid of? Rancor will definitely pull a counter or a bounce. Let me get rid of Old Krosa. Cancel. This is painful. Good news, we're not taking any damage. All right, we'll do the thing here. Hopefully they don't have some flicker effect for the Myr. At least we turn off that crap. It's nice knowing an Archaeomancer isn't in my near future. Don't know for sure, actually. All right, well, should we tap 2 things and make them think that we got 2 of them? No. All right, well, we'll try this out here. Got plenty of ways to protect it, that's for sure. I think I'm going to lean on Vines here. No, I've only got the 1. Yeah, let's see here. I call blue. It's all white creatures. I might have to cast this twice. I don't have the mana to really power up Vines. Vines' ability to make them do the thing. We'll try this. But I got another snap in hand. You got 2 floating still, so who knows what's going to happen. Maybe I should use that future machine on this play, right? All right, so 3 snaps down. Not too even mad about this. Our hand was so fat, you know, and we lose a Rancor that we've already got, so it makes sense why they let it through. Any other Snape fans from the series? Ooh, that's brutal. Ghostly Flicker on a relic. Woo! About to write the L here. Depends on this next turn. Our Glistener Elf goes unmolested, and we have an untapped phase. We might have a chance, but this is really feeling like it's slipping away quickly. Especially these 1-base strategies like Kiln Fiend or Infect, you know, with Cryogenic Relic out there now. Nice way to just keep things at bay and have these little pseudo fogs, right? Yeah, we had Snap and Skyfisher, and we got a lot of hate for that too, where they're just like, what's that doing on the list? So back at you. I will try it again. We've got double ways to protect this. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. Negate. That'll work. We've got the kill here. If I could pro blue it. for the relics ability here, and then pro white it, and then double Embiggen and we win. No, we don't. That's 4/4, so that'll be 9/9. We'll hit for. Okay. This is when Vines would be a little bit better, because if they're going to blink this... Oh, no, they just paid for it. Never mind. Who needs Ephemerate? Just place Familiars. Preordain. I like these single spells because it uses up an island when it could technically be a 3-mana spell. 1 blue source available. The Faithful, we do not care. Gain all the life you want, please. Okay. And this could be activated. Okay, so I think I'll call white first. Or do I wait again? Let me bring this out. I'm going to pass because that is lethal next turn. It's chancy. We could hit him for 9 right here and just go completely spent and then be very, very, very vulnerable to things. Now, this is only if it's already tapped, right? On a tapped creature. Okay, so they're just drawing the card. That's all right. Odds aren't good. Drawing 4 cards here. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, blue-based decks that are abusing it, like especially Familiars, Cryogen Relic's a great card. I just, I don't know, I was just thinking like, you know, I know it can technically draw more than the Wellspring, but every deck can play the Wellspring, so a bit of an argument to be made there too. Yeah, I might really want to. I was tempted to try Relic in a Brute Squad, but that's not a mid-range sort of like keep drawing cards to draw cards that say draw cards sort of list. I pay 1 and I draw 2 like 8 times with Thoughtcast and Of One Mind, and I don't think that's the avenue I want to be going down with you know, that. All right, here we go. Here come the fireworks, folks, on the upkeep. Let's go. Already seen 3 snaps. 1's an exile. Here we go. Going for it. Untapping. Doing the thing. We'll call white first. Or should I call blue first? Let's call white first. White's got so much. I mean, they could just put those Faithfuls in front of it and it's just over, right? I'm going to call white again. Okay. Let's try it again. This one. Pay this. Do this. You going to let me call white, or do you have the snap? Or do they have a hard foil? Wow. Okay. Alrighty, well, I can kill something here. Might as well attack. Something will go and die. It's probably just a Faithful, though. Depending on what they've got here. I like how they lean on life to keep them alive. It's like, good luck, sucker. Yeah, this is frustrating, isn't it? I gotta hold these back. I'll go like this. Just kill them all. Just plop. Yeah, that's frustrating. 2 games and about 19 Cryogen Relics. Wowza. Had a fun time with my friends all last week. Got a real good sunburn. First one probably since my early 30s. I was in the shade the whole time in a pool, but forgot about the reflection thing, and a little bit too much alcohol and having a good time with your buddies will let you do that. Don't realize it. Been out there 2 or 3 hours, and so, but it didn't hurt that bad, barely at all, really. I'm in the peeling step now, but it was exactly because I played too much pickleball outdoors, so I've got like a ridiculous farmer's tan, and so now I look decent with my shirt off. That was a nice thing. Nice drawback. I like got exactly where a t-shirt goes is where I got burnt. So it's usually what I have covered up. So, well, this familiars list isn't in any hurry to kill us, is it? This is just like keep pecking you and poking you in the eyes with little bits of lemon juice, paper cuts. Just ultra control. Hit you for 30 times. Might have a better chance at milling them out. We haven't even infected our opponent here, so. That's a really good call, Dreamer Stingo. Yeah, I had that thought myself. Just haven't been too in the brew mood lately, which is very weird for me. That's usually all I like to do. Sometimes I favor brewing over playing and just stare at cards and write things down and get on some good music and just think things through, go take a walk, rinse, repeat. All right, we're scooping here. This is we haven't infected them yet. We've got one creature. They've got us. Forgot we won game 1. So let me see. You know, these Treetop Bracers, we have seen a lot of bounce, but I'm going to risk it because the only thing we've seen on offense is Mole Drifter. I'm going to get rid of the mutagenics for those. I think we're good here. Argue this. Could even argue Nature's Claim for the relics, but we've got so much protection stuff that's organic to like attacking and keeping things beat down. So we'll do that. If I needed to really make some room, we could probably lose like the Augur ability because it's inviting us sort of 2-for-1 with all the snaps and stuff we've seen. So let's go. Just give me a good hand with the land. Nope. Well, again, we will keep this. We've got protection, double protection, early creature, and a lot of evasion. We'll keep this hand. I think I lose this, actually. Yeah, I'm losing the Crypt. This is our sideboard, but technically we have the win. I mean, they'll have a lot to say about that, but we'll bring this out. Obviously, a Glistener Elf there would be ideal. All right, don't mind that at all. Unless they're hiking up a journey or something like that. But in the meantime, we'll do this. Hopefully, we just draw no land. See, this is why I like more than the standard land. Oh, this is neat. If they've got a foil for this move, what a cool move. I almost hope they have it. That's pretty cool. Lorian revealed to use foil. Wow, that's cool. It's very expensive. They're down to 3 cards already, but that is our only creature. That's pretty cool. I have thought about that. I just have never built it. I saw foil. Or when Lorian revealed was revealed. Give me a land. Can I just had like a infect creature there, you know? Give me that little window. Excuse me. It's kind of downhill from here unless they're just got chunk hand like we've got right now. Give me something good to eat. Let's go cast this up. Keep this up in case we've got something that they've got to fear, but we don't. But this is exactly why I like 18 plus lands in an aggro list that kind of curves out at 2. If you have any sort of protection spell backup, which is most decks, you can't just play your stuff out there naked. You know, you got to have some backup. Here's our land. Not doing too hot. I've only got 1 win. I lost bad to Grogberg. Simic. Now we're up against Azorius and not feeling much better as they rebuild their hand here. Foil's neat too because you can build your list to just really kind of promote flood so that you can just pitch stuff, and when you're in a pinch you can keep things alive and stuff. But yeah, this is that inevitability where you have to top deck and hope that they don't have an answer. We've got an answer for bounce, but we don't have an answer for counterspell. A lot of ways to protect it. Got a 1-turn kill here if they let us up for air. Yeah, that'd be cool with Invigorate Dreamer Stingo. Good call. Okay, we're almost to the wasteful stage here. I had a lot of high hopes for this show. I never learned my lesson. I was playing really good all week. Probably count the losses on one hand, and I don't know, played 20, 25 games. So a lot of just doop, I win sort of turns. But, you know, one counter spell here, and we're just kind of have to play it, though. I mean, we have to discard anyway. We can at least argue this is a hard foil. Yeah, that's brutal. God, I wish I had just hoarded 2 more creatures. Be like, haha. That's so hard to do. Might be the correct call, though. Just wait till you got 2 creatures and then play them out. Bait the one counter. Get out the one you want. Seagate Oracle. That's the one. Check out the price on Go Forth. Thank you for that, Dreamer Stango. I was like, no. It's like $12. I was just like, good lordy. Okay, we have our creature. I will attempt to tree brace it next turn, which will probably be met with some hatred, but we have a lot of defense. We have 4 cards that say no, and that's good times. All right, a land would even be welcome here. Okay, well, I didn't really mean it, list, you know. All right, let's see if we can make this stick. They've got 7 cards. We got 4 that will counter whatever they want to do here. Secret tech. Does it work? Snapatolio. We'll say no. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, hexproof. For a second, I thought that said shroud. I was like, crap. Negate. Okay. Veil. Ooh, that's quite the stack, isn't it? Upwards of 7. Let's see what we're going to get here. Foil. Foil on what? Alrighty. I just call blue, I think. No, I think I call. I just really hate that they might have a that could be relevant. I'll call blue on this. Come on, you got to be out of cards here. Oh, that's right. I said 12 because the bot I ran into had 2 of them, and I just went click, click, and I was just like, how many tickets do you want? And it was like, I don't know, 12 or 13 after I did the math. I was like, geez, never mind. Hey, it's a pretty cool list here. We'll say blue for the snap. Let's remember what our goal is. We have been protected. Now what will they be countering? Maybe all of the Snakeskin Veils so that it's not fat and nasty. Hopefully they're out of stuff because we sure are. We get the boost in Treetop, but that is it, folks. I mean, it would be really nice to have the double Embiggen here and we could just make them pay, but Vines go a long way. We'll cast Embiggen twice next turn and hopefully win. Seen 3 foils. I really like this person's list. This looks like how I would build familiars. Just not to say that it's the right way. I like feigning being naked, right? With spells where you're just like, God damn, of course they have it. Always have it. It's only, what, the 3rd one? Okay. Here we are. This is good times. We'll bring out the Myr. What else do we got? Hard counter. All right. Well, at least we'll stop the bleeding here. Hey. They weren't gaining life. I'd consider going aggro with the Augur. I have killed, I don't know, one in like 40 games with this style. You'll stack up everything that you've built up onto a Augur and just swing for the unexpected real win, you know? But that Pharaoh isn't letting us have any. Yeah, that might be Dreamer Stingo. Well said. The most contested Treetop Bracers in all of MTGO history. Right there, baby. Woo! Couldn't be a land when they got one right. We'll leave it be. Man, oh man. Hour in, and I'm not even through the second game. I almost thought the show would be over by now. Not that I needed a fast show. I always figure like Infect is just going to be win instantly, lose instantly, but we're running into all these like slow control lists that are just like mosquito pecking us to death. Drawn up. Very cool list. Probably my favorite Familiars list I've seen. Got the jump on him game one with that. I really like that use of foil. Always thought, I think I have 12 foils in my collection because I always thought this card's gonna eventually, you give power creep enough time and there are going to be cards like Lorien Reveal and stuff where it's just like, oh, it's a little bit more playable now. Now it's a little bit more. Next expansion, a little bit more. And then all of a sudden it's a $12 card. All right. I'll give this a go. Whoop. There's that. Got things to do. I've only got one way to protect it with vines. Let's see. 2 snaps in the yard. Okay, so I'm going to do the Convoke. Meeting of the Minds. One of the only decks that still plays that. I think that's missing from a lot of lists. Considered it even in Brute Squad. It's just, I'm trying to kill things with the list there. All right, do I Vines that? I can't Vines that. Go ahead. Used up all my stuff on the Snakeskin Veil, Apostle's Blessing. Pow, 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 pow. Here we go. That sure got a rise out of the opponent, though. That Treetop Bracers. It's like, uh-oh. That spells GG real quick. Whereas ran through, you got to kind of, wait for Rancor to show up. Treetop's a little bit more proactive. And you're only bringing it in against the decks that for sure you're going to need them against. All right. Well, there's no access to white here, so does he have another flicker? They're just getting their hand all ready for the... There's this. Okay. There's so much defense. We've got a lot of firepower here, but man, that's a lot of defensive bodies to go through. It'd be neat to top deck an Apostle's Blessing. Which would be frustrating because I might, what would be the right order? You Vines and then you say white, but then they still have Snap maybe. Boy, they're looking for that Snap, aren't they? Did they find it? Yeah, prohibit math up. I mean, they always have. One island's good enough for that. Oh, I love this. Right now, thank you. No one tap for you. We don't really have the best board here, though. Apostle's Blessing, please. Can we get a blessing? Go and get blessing. Veil. Well, it is protection. And I didn't do the thing already. Damn it. Had I done it, let's see. That'd be a 4/4. It's still just so much to just push through here. I'm going to hold off on everything. Try to attack next turn. 3 snaps in the graveyard. I got no delusions. We've got them only on 2 Infect. Oh, good point on that, Dreamer Stingo. Thank you. I always need rules clarification. I appreciate it. Most from friends. 8 minutes left. I thought I'd almost be timing out with mono green Infect. All right. That's technically not true. Ichorclaw Myr has a vote, doesn't he? Are they just going like I'm just going to stop you from doing any sort of evasion moves, and I'm just going to eat it with the faithful, which is a very strong plan. All right, this is getting away from us really quickly. The only good news is we've got Graveyard Hate out, and there are 3 snaps in the graveyard. Only better news would be 4 snaps in the graveyard. I open this up for y'all. And away we go. Do it now, or later. I do it now. Okay, there's another one. Let's play the man. Yeah, consider the old crop rotation too. It's just this can become such a shortage of spells over time. Very close to considering this Embiggen move here. Just to take them both out. I'm going to do it. Just one. Prohibit. Okay. Hiya. Put a stun counter on it. How about no? Probably a mistake there. We do have 1 snap still coming, so. Negate. All right. Cutting down on the creature count, that's for sure. Still got the other elf. Maybe we just mill him to death. Yeah, this is definitely one list where you'd really want to have maybe the 4th escape tunnel. All right, we're tripping. Nice. Such a flexible list. Just in general, familiars, not our opponents. But that's pretty cool. Now draw 3 cards. Doesn't really do you any good, though. We're at 17. I might just consider blocking Sea Gates here and just eat up time. I've only got him hit for 2 on this Infect here. No attack. I like that. I still think we've got the edge. Maybe we do. I'll keep that land in our hand. It's more valuable as a question mark than it is a permanent. Plus, we've already had a pretty loud, what was that, a 7 or 8 stack counter fight. So we've got the respect as far as like answers to answers, dust to dust. Is that a thing? I'm making it 1, damn it. Woo! Keep this guy back. I'm going to trip the relic again. I'll try to prevent it. I do only have the 1 snap, so. Come on, go get your extra land there, Mr. 8 cards left. Okay, I'm not too worried about that. That's 7 cards left. My wife's flying up to a friend's anniversary party and then flying right back down tonight. That's pretty cool. I'm going to block here. There's too much ground stuff to really worry about. And should I Embiggen it just to get rid of one of the threats? Nah. I got the one snap here. That'll neuter that one. Give us a little bit more of a clock. Well, we've only got about a 3-turn clock as it sits here. Put a stun counter on it. Hey, I thought I had hexproof. I guess I don't anymore. Bloop. Are we going to slowly lose? I believe so. Might of Old Krosa. Rah. Alrighty. Yeah. Cryogen Relic's really good against Infect decks. Trip it, draw your card, tap it. Boop. Okay, kind of like this draw. Keep us safe a little longer. I think I'll attempt to kill something with it, just to be cute. Of course, who knows? What could they have left? 6 cards in hand. Let's block here. Should I try to kill it? Nah. We'll go for broke on the thing. A snap. Now I got 2 blockers. 4th snap has been revealed. Haven't seen Ephemerate here. I like this because I've got a lot of blockers. 2, 3 gets in for 2. And I will try to kill stuff just because at this rate, this is a lot more effective. I'll block here, here, and here. Even if these get countered, feeling safe. So I'm going to be taking 2 next turn. Uh-oh. Here comes some shenanigans. Here comes Snappo. Snappo Chango. Next turn, though. Ah, yeah, he's got a way to not get milled here. All right, Blanc. He's got us. Frustration. God, I hope I play like a red deck. One of us win in like 5 minutes, please. This has been some bit of a slog here. It's feeling like my right hand. You don't see Echoing Truth all that much anymore. That is not correct either. That is a damn good card. Off to the list here as we wait for our next opponent. Yeah, whole lot of ways of protecting things. We saw that in about a 7-card stack happen that last game. But a lack of threats. A lot of times it's why, you shade away from 2 of these and get this count up to about 18. Getting your infect critters instead of the 12 to about 14. Usually seems to be where I end up evolving this to. Corpse Cur is another nice one. I like to play against decks that are just going to go mid like that and wear you down. And you can start kind of, if you get at least 2 Corpse Cur that can fetch the other Corpse Cur, and you can start really being a thorn in their side as long as they're not doing too much damage like we just saw. So there's that. I've been having a lot of fun with my slivers list. Especially after moving Jolted Awake main, and then only 2 of the white unearth spells that cost 2. What was that? Reconstitution or something? Yeah, it's just been that's been a lot of fun. I really regret not playing that main, but yeah, I've been having a lot of wins with that list. One of these days, I might take it into a league. I don't know. I'm just so unleaguey anymore. I know that's not a word, but. This guy's pretty intriguing. I've gotten him up to about a 16-16 in the few times I've tried to play him. Just doesn't seem like I can find a home for him that works all that well. But it's kind of like the All That Glitters Creature Edition. And welcome to my world, Dreamer Stingo. That's right. Keep. But thank you for looking. We'll keep this. A bit flooded, but we've got regenerations to worry about here. Okay, looks like a life gain deck, which I like to see. I'm fond of saying the same thing over and over again. You gain as much life as you want. It's fun when you're playing Infect. Got to worry about journeys. Until I see one, I'm going to bring out the Ichorclaw Myr first. This looks like just a standard wipeout white. So I'm going to want to lean on Apostle's Blessing. If anything, I feel like I might want to cut a veil. Open up maybe one more creature, maybe two, and then I have access to all 4 Apostle's Blessings in the sideboard. I don't know if it's just the way I play or what, but man, those are just paramount. All right, let's get this out here. Had I only had the 2 creatures, I would have played Blight Mamba over that, because the likelihood of them having removal and an opening of 7 is the highest probability you're going to run into. So we might see here with either a Thraven Charm or Journey to Nowhere. There we go. All right. Since I've got the other one, I will do the thing. Ready. I think I'm going to risk this. I'm going to lead off with the other Myr just because of the trample ability of top decking the Augur here. Only thing that sucks here is I trip that Augur, then if I play Escape Tunnel, I can't do it because its power will be a 3/3 power toughness. It's got to be at least a 2/2. Dang, I was really worried about that. All right. Well, now we've got a well-timed Mamba. If I was them, I would have waited till upkeep. Still would have done 4 damage to it. No, I wouldn't have done that. That's right. This is, in fact, you do not wait till their turn, because then if they have any sort of Vines effects, you're in trouble, mister. Tap our 2 most vulnerable lands. And hopefully they don't have a journey for that. This is only an upkeep effect. Yeah, I was thinking, like, if they have a journey, I could Vines it, sacrifice this, and they have to eat their own creature, but they don't. This has to be on upkeep, so. Wah, wah, wah. Fisher. Sky Fisher. Well, if I don't use the Augur, do I just have the win here? It's 9, 5, 9 Infect. That Javelin is. Look at this. I might just keep one of those back, huh? Technically want to keep one of these back. I'm not going to trip this on upkeep. We've got the Escape Tunnel. There we go. Still doesn't quite get us there. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. This can't be blocked. Krosa, Sorcery Speed. Embiggen to the 9. And then Vines. Oh, just tap aggressively and pretend you have it when you don't. Wah, wah, wah. All right, I'm going to bring these in. We've already seen the old school Glistener, which is reason enough for me, but they have Standard Bear, which a lot of white decks do. I'm going to be worried about that. Veil I like. Vines I like. Like a lot of things I like a lot. But again, we're losing life. This is a free spell, but outside of a very weak Thraben Charm, I'm not too worried about these. And we're already eating 2, 4, 6, 12, 14 life against a deck that's trying to kill us pretty fast, so I'm okay doing that. Submit. W against WW. This ain't no website. Let's go. All right. I love this hand. We'll keep this. We've got Vines. This could get sideways really quickly, though, because we know what we're up against, right? Had we had this hand against the Familiars player, it would have been ideal. That's, I think, how we beat them game 1. But then they slow rolled us in the next 2 games. So, yeah, there's a lot of foot traffic here. Darn it, did I not bring in... No, because of Skyfisher and all the Eagles and the Hawks. I was thinking to myself, like, where are my Treetop Bracers? But not that great here. All right, I like that. Cool. Bring this out here. Got another one. Can sit back and hope for the best. That Apostle's Blessing is going to go very far. Mono decks, I like. Great Sword. Such a good design card. Put this in your list, you always go like, eh, and then when you play it, you're like, whoa, it's pretty cool. Okay, a Lotus Petal, we might have the win here. Let's just bring out our creature, and pass. Right, yeah, we still technically don't really have it. I'm going to wait till they target one, otherwise they're going to get one regardless. Okay. Just going to Vines this one. Blessing's way better as a anti-white trick here. Escape Tunnel showing up. Woo! That's pretty cool. Can keep our Blessing back. Oh, shoot. What did I do that for? Okay, we'll just chill again. Yeah. Dang it. Next turn, we'll do the tunnel trick here. Too much ground power here. Okay, like this. I think we got the win next turn. Unless they got away to discarding a prismatic in their yard. Really glad I didn't have a Refrain's Informant show up as part 2 and throw in a prismatic, because that would be icky. Isn't that weird, huh? That's the Phyrexian one. That's the Phyrexian one. Huh. Good call, Dreamer Stango. You'd be a good detective. I would not. Sometimes when I'm in matchups, I don't even remember. Like, it takes me like 5-6 serves before I'm like, oh, wait, yeah, that person's left-handed or something, and modifying things. So that could be pretty bad that way. All right, let's make this unblockable. Let's make this unblockable, right? I think that's the best way to do this. We'll call white. And then we'll do the thing. Bloop. Bloop. Attack. Boop, 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 boop. WW against the WW. This ain't no wrestling show. Woo! Let's go. Okay. All right, let's run off to the races again. Here we go, folks. I haven't played commercials in quite a while. I don't know what's up. My bladder's just better or something. I have as much coffee as I usually do, but here we go. That's the speed I was looking for. This is weird. We got protection. We got one all in. We'll keep it. It's not a good keep, but I'd feel pretty bad throwing this back and then mulliganing twice with no lands. You know, that would happen. So don't even get me started. All right, here we go. Uh-oh. One creature against black. That's not a good feeling to have. Wish I played a... hey, there's some helpful shenanigans. I'm not even going to play the creature out. I'm going to wait till I have Blessing back up, at least for a one-for-one trick, and we're left with a creature. 7 cards in their hand, black. Might even be black-red. I ain't chancing it. One turn is important. Very drought. All right, some sort of black. Okay, might be able to protect this twice via the Mutagenic Growth. I'm going to chill out. Okay, that's a very good sign. Don't know if I want to commit to that Rancor. Person just has no respect for. This is when you want to top deck Embiggen here. Good grief. What is this? What is he discarding? You see a snuff out. It's like, I got all 4 of them. I'll just get rid of one and just rub it in. Village Rites. Oh, they don't got their creatures, which is why I want to keep Mutagenic in our hand. think this might be one of those, black sack style things, giving things -1 until the end of turn. So we got to watch out for that. I'm not going to play the escape tunnel until I need to. We're going to bring this out. I'm going to bring this out here. Hup, and attack for the 3. I'm going to keep back Mutagenic. So we've got 2 ways to protect our guys. Cost us 4 life, but it can happen. Escape tunnel's not too sexy with a 1/1 Myr staring you down. Yeah, I expect a Tightening Blade here. Escape tunnel kind of clashes with Rancor in this scenario too. Where are the creatures? You haven't seen Grimbauble all that much anymore. It seemed like it was around for about 2 months after it was printed, and then it went away. Not that it's not a good card, but we're just going to get a freebie here? They got snuff outs or not? Okay. Going to be the tale of 2 halves here. Lose, lose, and then win, win. Is that what's going to happen? All right, let me double check. Good, good, good. Yep. Pow. I guess I'll do this now in case they have some sort of instant creature. Let's attack. Okay, that sucks. We'll do the thing here because everything else will kill it. Do that to black. Been seeing that a lot more lately. Double checking black. The file was gone. When it first came out, everybody was playing it, then it went away, and now everybody's playing it again. There's even some Jund lists that are a lot of black base leaning there. Hard to beat that spell. What's that? There's a card that costs 1 and 2 black. It's like Surrounded by Witches or something, and it gives you a token, and it's a 0/1 token, and it acts like the Black Mage's Rod. And I've been wanting to design around that too. That seems pretty cool. Okay, we don't have to worry about Gary. Our guys just smash into him ad nauseum. Looks like we're gonna win unless they have snuff out here, and we don't draw anything of importance. So that will block 2, 3, 4. Yes, now we've got Edict Insurance. I could put this on this, but ideally he's not even going to block that anyways. That's kind of a waste, so let's attack. There's that. So that's 2. Here comes 3, 4. There's no reason to spend life on it unless you do it on purpose like that. Crunch. I got the snuff out. Nope. All right. W. Not a deck you expect to win a game against. Mono black control. Edicts are probably incoming. I don't know if I want to bring in Scattershots just to eat those. I don't know, guys. I think we just run this back. No, not surrounded by orcs. It's something about witches. Or surrounded by black mages or something. It might be black mages. I grabbed a bunch of them thinking like, hey, this might be kind of cool. Let's just run it back. It feels like I'm kind of overboarding if I try to bring in anything else here. Finally got a new phone. I had like the original, not the original iPhone, but something very, it was like, I think the 5S, or I mean, it was crazy. It was like the 3rd time I bought it, and I loved how small it was, and I kept rebuying it, and went to physical therapy on Tuesday, opened the door, and I'm super good at hacky sacking technology. I'll drop something that's very valuable, and I'll be able to help it down to the ground with my foot without thinking. It's just something I've always done, and this time I missed it, and it shattered. So my wife's such a trooper. She just, I don't like keeping this hand, but I will. We've only got one way of really protecting it. All right, we're on the draw. Oh, no, we're not. But anyway, in like less than an hour, she like went out, got me the new one, which feels like it weighs 3 pounds compared to my other one. It's not that much bigger, but It was the smallest one on the market. I just don't like people have like full-on keyboards as their phones, and like, hold on, they just have to stand up to pull it out of their pocket, and it ruins their clothing, and it's just ridiculous. I know it did that about 4 years ago. It went all the way huge, and now everybody's kind of coming back to, hey, here's an idea. It should not be very obvious that you have a phone on you. It shouldn't look like a backpack. Cornered by Black Mages, that's the one. Thank you, Dreamer Stingo. Yeah, that one went by me, so we're probably going to get duressed here. Actually, the nature of that list... No, never mind. I would say duress. I was thinking Mesmeric Fiend, but not with Gary Mechanic. They're not going to want to be sick. But we did see Village Rites, so there might be some sort of discard element in our near future here. Again, we're going to slow roll this. I'm waiting for that 3rd mana. That's why I play an extra land, because unless he's going to ostracize me here. I said no one ever. Or there's that new one, the new Cabal Insight for Pauper. It costs 2 and a black, but it's less if you, I think, sacrifice something, and that can get a creature or a spell. That's pretty good. It's on our little creatures to be on the lookout for. Alrighty. Yep, there we go. Don't mind that. Please don't be an edict. Given the earliness of the game and the spells we've already seen inside of Defile, I will back this up with a Snakeskin Veil if given the opportunity. Sinister Starfish. Surveillant. I would like that card in a black land destruction list. Let me explain. You've got defense, and when you need that spell and not a land, you can surveil and just keep throwing it back. So, don't know if they've got access to snuff outs. We're going to assume that they do. Okay. Tunnel. Good times. Yeah, let me throw this on now. We'll do the old croak. Oh, we just have it, don't we? Pay the life. Pay the life. And then do the thing. This is kind of neat because we've got backup in Apostle's Blessing here. Booyah. One day it'll pay off, says Dreamer Single. Well said. Is there anything that can work here? No. W. Been writing a lot of those lately. Crunch. Woo! So that's the last 2 games is when the deck works. So now we're 2-2. That's about where not to be dishonest, that's about where I thought we would hit. So 2-3 on the low side, 3-2. It's all right, you know. Very matchup dependent, draw dependent. Want to play first? Yes. Okay, we like this hand. This is where I really consider playing Escape Tunnel for a basic. Drop it with backup. Keep. Almost want to be on the draw here. So like, here we go, right? If we saw a mountain out there, this plays very obvious. But we've already got Rancor. I'm going to slow roll this and play Tunnel into a forest. So I could play our only creature and protect it with the Veil backup, and then maybe just go for the throat. I think this is the right line. Just, you know, if a mountain or a swamp shows up here, we're going to feel like a fool if we let off with Tree of Tales. But, you know, we almost have the win if we top deck a forest after this, had we gone the other route. But still, you need 2 full-on openings and no interaction from the opponent. So we're probably putting us on Infect or Try with the Escape Tunnel. You could also use this in a Kiln Fiend strategy before you do anything, you know. Good times. All right, let's go get a forest, the very beautiful forest, courtesy of, I think it's Tony? No, that's John Avon. Sacrilege. Thought it was Tony Sculo. Okay, let's play this out. We'll do this in case they mess with our thing. Infect is here. What? Dot Scour. Oh, now do I want to play if this is Serpent, doesn't really have many mess with the creature effects except for that put it on the top 3 cards or whatever. I'm going to still chill. I was considering the deck we're up against. I was considering Rancor might be the better play here. Their foot's going to be on, or they're on their heels right now. First, second turn Elf with mana backup. So feeling okay here. This big blue. I think Alex Olvin called this the top deck in the format in his last little thing. If he says so, I'm not here to debate that. I don't know. If I was playing regular tournaments, I would be looking that stuff up like I used to, but anymore, I'm just more about like, what new things can I bring you guys? Give a brief overlook. Whoosh, there we go. All right, Veil. Well, do I waste that on that? I don't know what the line is here. Okay, so they've probably got counter spells. All right. Let's lead off with a Rancor. I've got the mana for it. Let's go. The problem is if this goes through, do I just run in? I don't want to run in just naked with without Vines back up here. I almost want this to be messed with. Snap. That's kind of what I wanted, something like that. We'll do this. Not let them untap. Now I feel a lot better about that. But knowing that they have Snap and a blue-based like Terrorless, that's a little scary. Maybe they'll misread this and think it has hexproof forever. You can dream, right? Woo! Here we go. Good news, if they let us untap, we know they don't have Snap. Bad news is this might be back in our hand in less than 3 seconds. Again, 1 land and we'd have the answer, right? Well, I like this a lot because if we can untap here, should have it. I think they were doing the math. I think they have the Snap. This has to be a Snap or they lose. Are they really going to wait till my turn? That's a horrible idea. Do it now. Got to be like Arnold. Oh my goodness. Okay. Wow. Yeah. I guess we do a Might, force them to have it, and we've got Veil behind it. It's a rat. That is a lot bigger than a 4/4. It looks like about a 19/19, doesn't it? Okay. Well, then I'll just do this again, right? Here we go. They got Snapback. We've been a victim of that before. I think Grogberg pulled that off on us. Always talked about that card and never showed it off. All right, one more game to go. Or maybe we've got 2. A little bit of graveyard for sure. We saw Snap. Don't know if I want to be here. I just want to be protecting things, right? Treetop Bracers may be better. I think I want to go Bracers just so outside of Delver we get through. If this is the deck I'm thinking about, I mean, when you see Thought Scour, it's kind of obvious. Let's put Embiggen over here and a Tree of Tails between the Bracers because we all know that has never lost in the history of Magic. It's a rat. This is PauperRBust. I love this old artwork. Just these archaic styles. Rush. Christopher Rush. I don't even know if he's still around. He's still with us. Some of these artists were pretty old in the heyday of Magic, and some of us are no longer above ground. Tormod's Crypt. You can tell why religious folks had such a problem with early Magic in the day, right? And then Unholy Strength being the most prominent. Woo! Here we go. All right, we got a creature. We don't have any protection, but we do have evasion. Protection will come. 3 lands is exactly what I want. Oh, Mephiant ran. I'm so mad I was right about that. Keep. That's a bummer. It's kind of cool to live on in a game we play just millions of times a day, though. That's a pretty cool, what do you call legacy? Like sometimes my ego gets in the way. I think like, oh yeah, people will be able to watch these shows. Like, and I'm like, who's going to want to watch old Pauper videos other than like my great grandkids that are doing like a back to school, like what was your great grandparents like? And they're like, oh, I got all this footage of this old guy. It's not like the tech will be, valid then with the power creep and everything. Things just keep getting stronger and stronger. Maybe somebody will dust these off and peruse the collection. I'm only a play button away from eternity. Hey, that's a pretty good quote. Oh, that's right. He's Mr. Lightning Bolt. All right. Do they got the counter or don't they? Let's make them have it. Bloop. I love having this Vines. Okay. Step 1 required. Don't know if it's worth snapping now. I probably would. Good. All right. Look for that snap as we Vines of Vastwood. I would really like to find the Veil or Apostle's Blessing, just so I have double backup. I guess I don't have to play that Bracers till it's optimal timing. Maybe they're going to invest in a ground crew to get in the way of Ichorclaw. There's a lot of flexibility in a standard green Infect list. You've got the early outs with the Glistener. You've got the inevitability and the too much card for the value of combat with Ichorclaw Myr, and then you've got this slow and steady, hard to kill Blight Mamba. Do I do the thing? Do I do the thing? I do. We've got an opening here, and we've got backup. I'm going to try it. I'm not worried about edicts here. Got an empty board. This is tough if they do snap right there, because do you kick the Vines? Because if they've got a spell snare, then you can't recast it. These are the problems. 5. Anybody else smell Vines? I do. I'm going to go for it. Let's go. Got Vines. Back up. This will still be unblockable via the escape tunnel after this thing wears off. Let's attack. I'm going to go until they tell me no. Let's go. Getting in for 7? We did. Look at that, folks. Double piracy charm. Yow! Triple. Guess they got to get around Vines, right? Got escape tunnel in case they do have a flyer. Woo! Treetop Bracers did it! Told you, suckers. Started slow, double loss, then we lost a close one with Familiars, and then we did nothing but win after that. So it was a pretty fast show, getting under a little 2 hours there. Here comes that part where we say, is it this one or this one? I gotta remember these hotkeys a little bit better. I think it's this. No, it's... All right, what did we learn? Well, let's look at the big cards here and discover for ourselves. Really like this. I knew I would. This is just a go-to for these styles for me. I think with our Tree of Tails package, this should probably be at a 4 count. I just expected to run into fairies, as you can tell. That can be a problem. This is a very good example of a deck that you are sideboarding just for problem things, and you've got to lean a little heavy on these with mono black. I didn't have to because we didn't see edicts in that build, but lo and behold, they are going to be here and there and everywhere. So it's good access to have there. I wouldn't go as far as to put in Kalhani Gardens. I think those are just a little too easy to deal with, and they cost you a little bit too much tempo. And let's not forget, we've already got Augur in here, but we did go 3-2 on the day. Started slow, ended strong. Love the protection package. I would probably take away from this that I would want this to be maybe at 4 and get this or this down 1. I don't want to really go too control-y because, we've got to lean on the big spells enough to do that. But right now, I like where this sits. Rancor, I swear to God, sometimes this card feels so out of place. I know that sounds totally sacrilege to say, but you almost want to play like a groundswell crop rotation and no escape tunnel package, right? But yeah, anyway, yeah, Cavernous Canopy is always a good draw too. Anything that says choose one. But so hey, we're back till, you know, hopefully I've got a lot of good news next week, and I'm talking to you guys about my new job offer in the pickleball world. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. Till then, I'll be online most today and tomorrow. Hit me up for a game or 5, and we'll see you around on Propaganda. Until then, let's what should we go out with here? A little mystical teachings. Anyway, please spread the word, like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Tell somebody you know. Until next week, everybody. Adios.
Dear Magic the Gathering, I'm returning your stupid goblin card. He's weak. Can't you make him less of a weenie? Signed, Jason Black.
Giant growth.
Magic the Gathering, the trading card game.
Well, Jason, what do you think?